Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Aw, come on.
Radiant team ban.
Bam.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
All right, here we are, game one between
Radiant
Digital
team
Company
pick.
and Cloud9. Just saw Vega beat out TBA X Escape by one game, 2-1 win, winning the last two, and now we're here for a new best of three between Digital Company and
10
Cloud9.
seconds remaining.
Let's take a look into this draft. I'm your caster, B-Cobb,
5
joined
seconds
here by
remaining.
CC and C. Are ready to go.
Reserve time.
So Meepo and Luna get banned out by DC or Digital Company early, and then we see that
Dire team pick.
is not Digital Chaos. This is not Weeha and the gang. Don't worry, guys. It is some team, honestly, I've never heard of, but we'll see what they can do.
It's like some Russian
10
pub players. I
seconds
play with
remaining.
most of them. They're all like high 7K-ish.
5
Or
seconds
maybe we get a
remaining.
little surprise out of them against Cloud9.
Dark Seer.
Let's get into this
Dire
draft.
team
Shadow
pick.
Demon picked up by Cloud9 with that first pick. Darkseer for Digital Company. We just saw Mag on the Darkseer in the previous series for Vega. Gonna do very well with that
Radiant team pick.
that Darkseer pick, moving him into the safe lane and going up against an Underlord. But Digital Company, they go with Darkseer and StarLadder.
Yeah, so you're gonna be running that 4 Slaughter, and the offlane Darkseer.
10 seconds remaining.
It's interesting seeing between the teams the different heroes they have priority on. Like in the
5
last series,
seconds
Luna
remaining.
was only banned one time, and it was the last ban, completely ignored. But some teams just really
Reserve
like
time.
Shadow Demon Luna. It's really popular in NA, and I think Cloud9 really likes Shadow Demon Luna as well. They have a Meepo player. Meepo is extremely broken right now if you have a good Meepo player. So
Dire
banning
team
that out, so
ban.
Cloud9 taking the jug. While also a good response versus the
Radiant
Underlords, also an
team
extremely
ban.
good response to the Darkseer as a carry. Just because once again the healing ward very good versus the overtime damage of Ion Shell. Darkseer hero that's infamous for being able to shove safe laners out of the lane and just make their life
10
miserable,
seconds
reduce their
remaining.
farm by quite a bit, and give their safe laner an advantage. But the Juggernaut
5
doesn't really care about
seconds
that much
remaining.
because he can healing ward under the tower. He has kill potential on this Darkseer. If you have some
Reserve
Sable on
time.
your team, overall just a good pick versus the Darkseer just in general.
You definitely expect that Darkseer to maybe stay in that off lane, not go into that safe
Dire team
lane
ban.
like we saw Mag do last game.
I will have to see. I think it's too early to tell if they're doing an aggro tri-lane or not. Typically with Slaughters, you don't do aggro tri-lanes, though. It's not an amazing aggro tri hero. Doesn't really contribute that much. He has a stun. He can run up and
10
stun, but
seconds
he's not a
remaining.
ranged hero. His right clicks don't do that much, and also Shadow Demon Juggernaut is the makings of a
5
pretty strong
seconds
lane
remaining.
so far. Well, we'll have to see what Cloud9 picks for their offlaner and if
Reserve
they want to
time.
match this Darkseer up against it or not. So.
Yeah, I was thinking because I think we saw it earlier. StarLadder Rubik, maybe StarLadder Rubik Darkseer. Obviously, Darkseer not in that lane, but StarLadder
Radiant
Rubik are
team
kind of a
ban.
duo that telekinesis into a Slithering Crush. Maybe you can find a couple of kills.
I like this mag ban by Digital Company. 7 Mad is standing in for Cloud9 this game, so not playing with Baby Knight, and I
10
think he's playing
seconds
mid. 7
remaining.
Mad is, and Magnus is one of his best heroes. He plays a really good Magnus,
5
Magnus
seconds
Jug,
remaining.
and obviously an infamous combo. which gives you tons of team fight. The Juggernaut
Reserve
here that is
time.
typically farmed super fast. With the
Dire
power farms
team
incredibly fast and does a whole lot with the items he gets really early on. The Omni Slash works really well with RP. Just overall, a very good combo and 7 mana, an extremely good Magnus player.
Get the ban out of the Dazzle, the Magnus,
10
and then for the side of
seconds
Cloud9,
remaining.
they ban out that Weaver and the Ember Spirit. You think
5 seconds
maybe they ban out
remaining.
these two heroes because they could have been watching the Vega TBA series, or is this
Reserve
just
time.
because they don't want to be up against these two heroes with the Juggernaut and Shadow Demon? The way that sets up, I mean, I do like the StarLadder Weaver Ember Spirit combo.
The Weaver is just typically a good core matchup against the Juggernauts. It takes the Juggernaut a lot of items to really do much versus Weaver. Weaver is all physical damage, doesn't care about spin, Omni Slash, and the Weaver also can just sort of force this Jug out of a lane. If he's trying to farm somewhere, the Weaver can go to the same lane and just push him out in the mid game,
team
and the
pick.
Jug can't farm there, so the Weaver just sort of has free domain over the map. The bugs are very good versus the Juggernaut. Overall, just a good matchup, and Ember I think is just an annoying hero they don't want to deal with.
You go with that Rubik, so I didn't really call it. I just
10
hinted at
seconds
maybe it
remaining.
would happen. I feel kind of good about it. But Rubik SwordR, and
5
then they'll probably
seconds
try lane that
remaining.
up with their safe laner.
Yeah, one of the best combos versus, or one of the best
Reserve
counters to
time.
Shadow Demon, especially like Shadow Demon Luna combos, because you can just steal the disruption and then you're essentially Shadow Demon later in the game. It's good versus the Juggernaut. He does steal that disruption. It's a good save against the Omni Slash or something like that. Overall, Rubik just a solid hero, a good lane support. Like you said, it sets up well with the Slaughter. It's a good ganking combo early on. We'll have to see if they're setting something up for maybe an aggressive
Mirana.
lane. Mirana from Cloud9.
Dire team pick.
I like
So-
that.
Yeah, probably support Mirana. It could transition into being core. It kind of depends on what DC. Man, I can't say DC because whatever. I'm saying DC. What DC picks for their cores,
10
if they want to
seconds
put this
remaining.
Mirana as mid or not. But I would think it's most likely safe lane or
5
support.
seconds remaining.
I think Cloud9 runs Mirana as support most of the time.
Reserve
Mirana's
time.
pretty solid in that spot with the disruption. As long as you can time those arrows up, you're in for a lot of early kills.
Outworld Devourer.
Radiant
You see
team pick.
You see, they pick up the OD. It's another save for them. So SwordR support with Rubik support, and then Darkseer off lane, OD in that mid lane, up against something yet to come from Cloud9, and a lot of lockdown
10
from
seconds
Digital
remaining.
Company so far. It's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, the
5
Shadow Demon
seconds
Mirana is
remaining.
really good versus Darkseer because you just have so much kill potential against him. He can't really come to this lane, and so Darkseer may end up
Reserve
just starting
time.
in the jungle. And if he does so, then the Shadow Demon Mirana can roam on mid, so pressure this OD with whatever mid hero that Cloud9 picks. They can even rotate up to this off lane depending what carry is picked if Cloud9's offlaner has kill potential, so they can just sort of roam all over the map because they force this Darkseer to not be in the lane. And then by the time the Darkseer comes back to lane, the Juggernaut has levels and can potentially get a solo kill on this Darkseer with Omni Slash if he's really far ahead. Just overall, it's just a nice combo. Moonlight Shadow is obviously an extremely good spell, especially with these like team fight lineups. You pick Darkseer, you pick you counterpick the Mirana, and then you sort of play around them in these fights, kite them
Dire
around.
team
Don't
back.
let them get that wombo combo. Instead, just play around in the invis, get the initiation, stuff like that. So, overall, I like this Mirana pick quite a bit. It's this Mirana SD combo.
And now I like it paired up with the Nyx, especially if you try to go on Darkseer, you just spike Carapace into the Ion Shell, set up a
seconds
disruption
remaining.
arrow, find yourself getting a bunch of kills there.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so they do take with the Nyx Assassin. A lot of ganking potential, a lot of setup.
Reserve time.
The Nyx, where he gets some levels in the stun, doesn't even need the Shadow Demon Mirana full combo to come with him to get a kill in the safe lane.
Radiant team
Just take the Mirana because the stun is long enough to set up the arrow. So, AC banning out that SF last pick can be a very good hero versus the OD. So if the SF gets a good start, can do extremely well versus OD in the lane, and then SF farms
10
faster than OD,
seconds
gets a quick BKB, or Shadow Blade, Hurricane Pike, something BKB, and then
5 seconds
just
remaining.
always man fight this OD. It's very, very hard for the OD to do anything about it. SF also very good at pushing down
Reserve
towers
time.
early on in OD. Unless he gets a lot of
10
items
seconds
really quickly,
remaining.
is not the best against the deep pushing stuff like that.
Radiant
So
team pick.
I like the SF ban as well.
still looking for a mid on Cloud 9. I mean, this may could be completely. Nah. I was gonna silence her, but I don't really like that pick. Now that I think about it, I don't know. Maybe my
10 seconds
I
remaining.
guess. Maybe a silencer would go mid for
5
Cloud 9,
seconds
but
remaining.
I don't know. I don't really like it anymore. Sniper.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, I like it. It's very good versus the OD, one of the better cores versus him. He'll have kill potential with the Shadow Demon Mirana when they rotate to mid. Darkseer, not an offliner, that is typically known for having amazing catch. The StarLadder support, so probably not
10
going to get to that
seconds
Blink
remaining.
4-step stage very easily.
5 seconds
So overall,
remaining.
very good. Also sort of limits Digital Company in their carry picks, so maybe we'll force them into some
Reserve
niche pick
time.
that Cloud9 can abuse. Overall, just a good hero versus their lineup. It gives them some very good late game, and as well as some more tower push. And they also have a lot of heroes. They have this Juggernaut sort of front line. They have the healing ward. They can set up these ganks with the sniper in the back line. So overall, a pretty good game for a sniper.
I kind of like it if the Nyx gets in early 6. You can have the Nyx, Mirana, and Shadow Demon kind of come over the sniper, force out the Astral Imprisonment from the OD. The Nyx close by, Spike Carapace, Apno ready to go, Arrow coming in. I mean, even just the Nyx coming in towards mid, maybe you could find a couple of kills with the sniper and Nyx up against OD.
Yeah, well, let's see what they take for their last pick. This can be their safe lane, so let's see. Maybe. I feel like that may be too weak in lane, or too slow. They could go for it. It's not the worst thing here. It's not great versus Shadow Demon. They do have squishy supports, so could be okay there. But Spectre not typically known for being great versus Juggernaut. The healing ward sort of counters a lot of her. Okay, so it's probably going to be the range Lone Druid.
Is that now Lone Druid mid and OD safe lane, or are we going to see OD still mid and Lone Druid up top?
I think it'll be Lone Druid in the safe lane. Lone Druid Slaughter is a really nice combo because you just amp him, and this Lone Druid just sort of snipes him with the whatever the thing he throws from really far away. He's sort of like the new sniper, the hip sniper, and can do a whole lot of damage. Can also lane very well versus this Nyx assassin, so it also opens up DC supports to be able to rotate around sort of the same way as Cloud9, so sort of an equalizer there. And overall, just a very nice carry versus the sniper because you can actually get in range to hit him. You don't really want to pick some melee hero versus the sniper Juggernaut duo. He'll just sort of get kited around while it's Mirana ult, the sniper shooting you from far away, and overall it's just really annoying. So I like this Lone Druid pick. He does go for that range farm because it makes fighting actually feasible. And with this Slaughter amp, just a whole lot of damage coming out from him.
Alright, so we got Danzeek. I'm gonna mess up all these names. Danzeek on the Rubik, Tirabate on the Darkseer, Doman on the Lone Druid, Turzin with the OD, and Eufer on the Bardar for the other side. For C9, you've got Mad on the Sniper, Noya with the Mirana, Rise on the Shadow Demon, Ace with the Juggernaut, and then Hesta Joe on the Nyx. So, get a quick pause. Any thoughts on got the early game, mid, and late kind of coming into this game? What lanes you think are going to roll well for either side?
I think these lanes will turn out probably better for Cloud9. I think this may have a little bit of a rough time, but he should get his levels. Darkseer may end up having to go to jungle. But I think this Juggernaut's going to get a very good start. The Sniper may get rotation. Sniper has a good matchup versus OD. You just sort of outrange him. It's very hard for this OD to get in and Astro you. Trap Numlin down, pressure his tower, as the OD has a hard, as he's not a very high range here before he gets that Dragon Lance. It's a hard time pushing at the waves. So next thing will have a very nice time in the lane, and if they can get some good farm up on their cores and get levels on these supports, I think they're able to take some good fights in the mid game with the pot of molds. I think they really want to pressure this OD early on, try and get rotations on him, take this mid tower. We'll have to see, but these supports are definitely going to want to get active and pressure the cores. Shut down this Darkseer as much as possible because they're number one priority right now. But as you can see, he does have the Iron Talon, so we said is going to probably go to the jungle as he cannot lane versus this Shadow Demon, Mirana, Juggernaut, tri-lane.
And Digital Company, they went with 3 Interiors up against this Nick, so maybe we see can put a little bit more into mana burn earlier on.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He may go for like a 4-2-4 instead of a 4-1-4, slightly deviate from the normal, but C9 smoking into here, get that deep ward down, and they may actually be able to find this OD here.
They're looking towards Darkseer. Rise is going to be in the front lines. They do get the disruption out on the Darkseer with the Shrapnel coming in, as well as the arrow. And the arrow is going to land. Ace is going to go for this first blood. Should be easy under Shrapnel with Ace. Looking for the last hit is going to be Noya. And it's first blood going the way of Cloud9 right away. Now
That was a very nice
Darkseer-
rotation.
And Darkseer's going to have a rough time now that he's been the first blood kill, especially in this offlane.
We'll have to see. I'm curious if they know that that ward is there and they de-ward it. Typically, whenever you go for that play, it's pretty obvious that spot's been warded. And it's also very, very good against the Darkseer jungle because they'll be able to see if he's doing these camps over here or if he's in his, actual jungle over on the left. The StarLadder does have a sentry, but it looks like he's setting up in the bottom lane. They're going to do a dual lane, or it looks like actually StarLadder is just going to sit and sap XP maybe, while the Darkseer goes to jungle. Yeah, looks like that's what we're going to be doing. Darkseer's going to clarity up, and this StarLadder is going to try and sap XP. I think this is also really cool because these Iron Shells are going to shove in the wave, so StarLadder is going to be able to get XP. It's going to be constantly kept back here by the tower, so we'll see how long it takes them. Oh, very cool from Rise, just pulling the wave over and keeping it from shoving in, so it sort of foils the StarLadder's plans unintentionally, and they're also able to farm this hard camp.
Meanwhile,
So getting
mid-man might
some
be in a little
XP
bit
there.
trouble. Alright. Interesting. Ufer was going for a TP somewhere, and then he just immediately stopped it, and then we got a pause coming out from the Lone Druid.
Yeah, he may have had lag or something and misclicked, who knows.
So up top, Hesta Joe. Up against this Lone Druid and Rubik. Fable is going to be thrown at Hesta Joe, and he's only level 1, so right now he only has that Impale. Maybe we see him go with the Spike Carapace second, and then we see a couple rotations come his way to get a couple of kills up top. Go look down low. Ufer up against Ace on this Juggernaut. Ufer, he might have a rough time depending on Rise comes over with Noya, but Noya's just going to harass out this Darkseer and make sure he really can't farm in this jungle.
Yeah, Darkseer, a hero that really doesn't thrive when playing from behind, and he really wants to get a lot of levels this game, go to quick mech, so they can actually take some team fights with this Lone Druid. Fight around that mid game timing when this Lone Druid gets some items. But really like what Noya is doing, just chasing him around, arrowing his creeps, and sure maybe Ufer gets a couple of levels in the slaughter, but at certain points there, the bottom will come back down. They'll probably look for a kill on this guy, or may even try and arrow mid from behind. But it looks like he may go for one now. He's in a pretty good position. It's very hard to dodge these arrows whenever they're coming from behind your tree line like this, but he may have got spotted there. I'm not sure.
For the Darkseer, we saw Mag have such a good game, and to me it already looks like the complete opposite. Wow, that arrow hits from far away for Noya. They get the shrapnel down on Mad. Noya not going to be there with any Starstorm, but they place another shrapnel as the Astral Imprisonment comes out from their mid OD, and Mad might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to eat that Fairy Fire, trying to stay alive, and will, as they find the kill on OD mid. Took a lot to take down that OD, just the Mirana and the Sniper, all things considered, after he landed that pretty long-range arrow.
Yeah, it was a very nice rotation for Noya. I think the OD, maybe you should have seen it coming, because he was harassing that Darkseer, and they didn't see him rotate back down to the Slaughter down here. They did end up countering that ward, so they figured that he was there because they'd come through, so they got that deep ward. It's very nice. They have a little bit less info on where this Darkseer is, but the OD with a nice arrow, and Noya already up to level 3 as well, setting up that kill on mid. 7 Mad having 2 Wraith Bands and a Shrine still up as well, so if a little harass comes through, he can always go back and heal.
I feel like if you're the OD, you got to be really careful now, especially after you just went down to a Mirana. You don't have great vision up on the map to know where Rise and Noya are, so you might be looking to grab a couple of kills if you're Cloud9 with both the Shadow Demon and Mirana in this mid lane. Why not go for it again?
Yeah, it has to Joe up here with this poor man shield is having a pretty good time. Already level 4 to the 4 of Lone Druid and level 3 of Rubik. Rubik not typically known for being a great lane harasser, and they don't really have much kill potential either until this Lone Druid is level 5 with Entangles. They all have pretty wimpy right clicks between the Bear, the Lone Druid, and the Rubik, so able to sort of sit here and tank some of the beatings, but getting a lot of XP in return.
Like we said,
going down mid again.
Yeah, Rise and Noya are going to make their way over. Rise gets the kill on the OD, and it's looking real pretty for Cloud9 early on. 3-0. Mad's been involved in every kill thus far, and then in the off lane, or actually, where did that take place? That took place right by these stairs. Noya going to grab another kill on Danzig. That double damage made it easy.
This is Arcane Boots now as well, so 4-minute Arcane Boots and level 4. It's extremely strong now, and they may look to pressure this Lone Druid. Up here, wow, he's on fire. Comes here, destroys this lane ward as well. Probably spotted out by this Nyx, who's going to be getting hit by Rubik around a corner or something like that. So gets that lane ward down as well. Is going to get the XP from both of these range creeps, and might even hit level 5 off of these creeps. So Noya playing extremely well this early game, really securing several of their lanes and really farmed as well.
And he's in front of Hesta Joe in terms of XP, and if you get level 6, it's, especially this early where you're going to have Moonlight Shadow available, you can use that aggression very well if you're the side of Cloud9.
Yeah, also a very cool rotation coming up into these trees here behind where the Lone Druid is going to be farming. So with a Nyx stun, can maybe set up an arrow after that and get a kill on this Lone Druid. So just rotating all across the map and having a huge impact on all of these lanes. See if they can go for it.
Oh! Top arrow's going to hit with the Impale from Hesta Joe. Spike Carapace down, trying to stun up this Lone Druid one more time. He's trying to get through the trees. Meanwhile, down low, Rise is going to fall as well as the Darkseer. We're trying to see this kill on the Lone Druid. They do get the stun again, and Hesta Joe with the Impale will find a kill on Lone Druid up top, but we do miss 2 down low as Ace gets a kill on the Darkseer, and they do take out Rise on the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, so overall, things going very well for Cloud9 early on, as we expected. Juggernaut having very good farm. The Lone Druid doing pretty well as well, but Noya with these huge rotations taking him down as well. And now maybe he's just going to walk back to mid and try for another arrow on the OD. Let's see.
Rise next to this Darkseer. Darkseer is going to scout out Rise. I'm not too sure they're going to make the rotation, but they do have Rubik heading towards mid. They might want to go in on both Mad and Rise with the Darkseer, but he's actually going to back off, and they're not going to put any aggression towards this mid lane just yet.
Holy cow.
Meanwhile, Arrow does hit on the OD. There's the Shrapnel laid down. Danzig is there, and Danzig might have put himself a little bit too far forward. There's the Astral Imprisonment. Assassination is going to come out on Danzig. Doofer is looking for that Slithering Crush, but he's going to get disrupted, so now he's in a whole bunch of trouble. The Slithering Crush does hit on this Mirana Noya, and there's the Assassination thrown forward, getting another kill for Mad, and it's 8-1 Cloud9.
Yeah, Noya with these early game rotations has just been masterful. Hitting arrows every single time. I don't think he's actually missed an arrow coming over. He may even get a kill on this Darkseer as well. It's pretty low, and Noya with the level 5 Starfall may be able to take him down.
Noya might be in a little bit of trouble. The Starfall does hit onto the Darkseer, as well as an Assassination coming mid from Mad, and they'll find yet another, but Rise might be in a little bit of trouble. They do pop that Moonlight Shadow. There's the Astral Imprisonment coming in from OD. See if they get this kill. No, he's lit. They won't be able to find anything.
I'm starting to chip away at this bottom tower. Has 2 points in the Healing Ward already, so level 8 on the Juggernaut.
So they should know where Noya is. Noya going right into these TPs, trying to leap out. He's going to get hit by that Telekinesis as well as the Slithering Crush, and 4 guys are here. They will find themselves a kill on Noya, but those are huge rotations coming out for just the Mirana.
Yeah, so they do commit 4 heroes here, so Hesta Joe is going to have a free time top lane for quite a while. OD looks like he's running up here to maybe try and contest him or farm up in this top lane, but... Okay, no, looks like he's just doing a jungle camp, so yeah, looks like Darkseer's probably going to TP up to this top lane maybe in a second to contest his farm, but... to see.
Meanwhile, down low, Hesta Joe is here with the Vendetta, does get the hit onto the Rubik as well as a 2-man stun. They've got the Shrapnel out as well as the Spike Carapace. Ufer is still going to stun anyway, and he'll fall as Mad grabs a double kill down low on both the Rubik and StarLadder.
Yeah, they're really taking advantage of how strong their heroes are early on. There's just so many nukes. The Shrapnel is extremely strong early on. The Shadow Demon already level 5 as well, so both their supports just very leveled, and taking advantage of it, taking these small fights. SJO shoving up this top lane and TPing bottom, immediately getting that good double stun, and kind of just taking really good fight after fight, keeping up this aggression.
Dire's bottom tower is
That's
under
really all
attack.
thanks to Noya. Noya making such good rotations, is involved in 6 of these 11 kills already, hitting just about what seems like every arrow. And that really opened up the game for Cloud9 as they are just pushing well far ahead as they are already 4,000 net worth in front.
Yeah, already working towards the Ags. We'll have the point booster in just a second, has enough gold for it, so working towards that Aghanim is probably going to have it pretty quick this game because of the start he had, almost level 7. And just some sopping up some of that farm mid while they took down this bottom lane.
Bottom tier 1, they have a rotation coming in from Noya. But Noya's just going to clean up top, get himself some farm. Meanwhile, mid Astral Imprisonment comes out onto the OD, and there's the Spike Carapace that I was talking about with the Blade Fury coming in from Ace, and they're going to find themselves a kill. You're in a little bit of trouble. Heads to Joe just hitting away at this starter with the Slithering Crush. Not going to be enough as the Omni Slash comes through from Ace. He's going to try and avoid all the damage with the Moonlight Shadow. He's going to get out with just about 50 health. They're looking to grab themselves a kill on Lone Druid, and they will, as Darkseer has to run for his life, and they lose 3 on the side of Digital Company. The assassination comes in on Danzig, but it's just not enough as he walks away with just 35 health.
That was a huge double stun, and Noya cleaning up Darkseer
Yeah, I was not
by the top
expecting that.
rune.
Danzig's still walking around with just 50 health.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not gonna miss the last one on that last tower, on the tower as well, so almost Maelstrom up onto the sniper, so is gonna get that farming item up very, very nice and early. Gonna be able to get up to more items, and OD just does not fare well against Sniper whenever he's behind. DC really needed to at least have a decent landing stage so their cores could get online. The Slaughter could get a reasonably timed blink, Darkseer get a reasonable timed mech, and then they can actually take some mid-game fights, but Cloud9 taking advantage of that, just punishing them super hard early game, and just really getting super far ahead and not letting them get to those core items. And now Cloud9 with their advantage are going to be able to turbo farm and keep up the pressure.
Yeah, Hesta Joe, he's finding a lot of vision with this Vendetta. He spotted out the OD by their shrine. Now he's looking towards their jungle where he might spot out this Lone Druid. That could definitely put the Lone Druid in trouble as they're already so far behind. If they pick him off again, it's just not going to look good for the side of Digital Company up against Cloud9. They're already down 7,500 net worth, and it's just seeming like it's going to steamroll for Cloud9 over the side of Digital Company this far ahead.
They are setting up around this bottom tower, so I'm going to start chipping away at it, but the Juggernaut has his HOD creep moving down here to pull aggro off the tower, so it's going to slightly slow down their push, but it does get amped, so it don't matter too much. It looks like this tower will go down, and they're just going to trade for it.
Doesn't even look like they're going for this top tier 2 too much, so of course the creep wave just coming in. They're going to lose that tier 1 bottom in just a moment. We'll see if the rotations come out from Digital Company, as their tower is not even under half health just yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, let's see. It's very, very hard to defend these towers though once Cloud9 is already set up. Also, they have heroes like Lone Druid and OD that really aren't great at just TPing in and fighting like that. There's no real great setup heroes right now as the StarLadder. If he's not already up there and doesn't have that blink, then there's not really a way they get up here and defend it. So C9 can take their sweet time as the sniper continues to just farm up those camps and gets the haster. Now runs up here to make sure that they don't lose some fight as the OD PBs up. So DC positioning like maybe they want to take a fight here. Looks like they maybe want to smoke or something. Tower's about to fall, so a little bit too late.
And they might actually spot this. OD's in a little bit of trouble, and Mad is going to find yet another kill on this OD.
As Ace continues to farm up bottom.
They're not really pressuring him at all. He's found himself just so much space, has that Helm of the Dominator as well as the phase boost. He's going towards that Manta style, and he should have it pretty quickly as he's almost up to that ulti orb. He's not really getting bothered whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to be able to push in this bottom lane. The Slaughter at least is halfway to his blink, so only 1,000 gold left. Just headed down to this bottom lane to farm it up.
There's really getting hit with both the Vendetta and the Impale, as well as the assassination coming in from Mad. They'll find themselves yet another kill up top.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going for the Blink Dagger on Sniper, and I really like this because The DC as of now, without this Blink Dagger on Slaughter, the only way they have to get on top of this sniper is just running at him. And if he has this Blink Dagger, it just makes it almost impossible for him to do that. As well, in combination with this bottom ult, can always be invis and then shooting and then blinking to another place and going invis again. Just lets them continue to kite DC's lineup with this, Mirana ult and just playing these fights where they get the jump, they have the nicks, they get on top of them, and they just sort of run them over and never let DC have the chance to sit there and right click, because that's sort of what their cores do, combined with the Slaughter.
C9, they're just going to continue to put the pressure on to Digital Company. They've got 3 top net worth heroes right now, Sniper, Juggernaut, and Nyx respectively. They're up just about 10,000 net worth. They're continuing to push, keeping the aggression on. And it really puts Digital Company in a hard spot. And if you're this far back and this pressured, what's your game plan to really try and open up the map a little bit, find some farm, especially on your lone druid, and try and come back into this game down 10,000?
I think they're pretty dependent on the Slaughter getting his blink up. Until then, they just sort of have to play passive and try and not feed any kills away. Maybe try and find a pick up or 2. That is a really nice D-ward, this spot there. So they're not going to have vision behind this tier 2 tower. So as they push, it'll be a little bit harder to dive them or whatever. But
there's the assassination blink with the impale, as well as the arrow to hit on OD. They should bring him down nicely. Here's the Omni Slash bouncing around the side of Digital Company. They're just going to survive with that telekinesis coming out from the Rubik, but Rubik will fall. They're looking for something. Noya very low right now. He might actually go and drop to this Slardar, but it's not going to be the case as the assassination comes in onto the lone druid, and he's going to just TP out as Hesta Joe not going to get there in time with the impale. But they bring down 2, they lose none on the side of Cloud9, and now they work towards this tier 2 bottom.
yeah, the Slaughter got very, very lucky not dropping there, so immediately TPing to top and running up there, trying to finish this blink. He knows they really need to get that blink, so they look for some sort of initiation and take these fights, but it's just very, very hard as they're about to lose their second T2 as C9 marches towards mid. Sniper with the blink as well as the Maelstrom now. It's just super mobile and does a lot of damage to all these lightning procs and the attack speed from the 2 Wraith Bands and the Treads.
They know this Slardar's up there, Hesta Joe. He's looking for some sort of vision onto this Slardar, trying to stop him from getting that Blink Dagger as soon as he can. But Hesta Joe, not too sure he knows that there's a sentry ward right around the corner, and now there's Ufer. He does spot him out. Danzig's here. He's going to blink away. Is amplified, but doesn't look like there's going to be any further push from Digital Company onto that Nyx.
Yep, as the Ace continues to just farm up bottom, push this lane in, and force people to rotate. Slaughter continuing to just run to these lanes. 300, 400 from Blink now, so almost there. They may look for to make some play once that happens, but a lot of their cores are just so underfarmed that even if this Slaughter gets a Blink Dagger and is able to amp some target up, that it's going to take a while to kill. Noya with the Aghanims now as well, so all these heroes are just going to keep shoving in these lanes and getting off the map and just being really, really scary and hard for DC to deal with. You know, Juggernaut shoves up bottom and he can maybe go another wave and spin TV out, but decides to back up, play it safe, and not push out another wave. And DC just never really knows where any of Cloud9's heroes are. This Nyx is always missing, and they have to play very, very scared and just going to get continually out-farmed.
So Joe going to spot Ufer at under half health, but Ufer's just going to back off, and it looks as though he's just granting his team a solid amount of vision if they want to come in on this lone druid, and that would be a solid kill for them, which is what they need, and they'll actually use that vendetta hit to kill the courier. Meanwhile, they get the stun on too. There's the assassination to come in on lone druid, and nothing more to follow just yet as C9, they're still coming into place.
Yeah, the lone druid had to resummon his bear, would have gotten killed, so it doesn't have another bear summon for 120. So sort of the lone druid's only source of lockdown is this route. While he tries to get rock, right clicks in. It's on the line here, so if he does go down, he won't be near as useful for that period of time.
The smoke play from Digital Company. They're going to spot Hesta Joe, but Hesta Joe hits the stun instead. There's the arrow follow-up. Spike Carapace is popped by Hesta Joe. They're going to get the first kill on Ufer. There's the sanity. The clip's not really doing all too much. It does drain a little bit of mana. They're going to get the kill on Danzig from Ace. And now they're looking for more. OD might be a little bit too far out as he gets hit by that Omni Slash, and he's going to fall. Mad. Be feared up by this Lone Druid as Darkseer and Lone Druid Delta maneuver out of there, and they want to get as far away from this side of Cloud9 as they can.
Yeah, like we talked about, the Lone Druid's bear does go down, so no bear for 60 seconds, and C9 still with the healing ward up, and the Manta coming once he uses the curry and gets the ulti over from the side shot, so it may actually chip away at this high ground some, while the OD is dead for 15 seconds still.
It's out that bear, and they should know it's down again. They should be maybe push this tier 3 in completely, but it looks as though they're just going to back off and farm a little bit more.
Almost has the Hurricane Pike now on the Sniper as well, so going the 4-step first in this Hurricane Pike, I actually like a lot. Doesn't necessarily need the range of the stats, because if he gets jumped, then it'd be likely that he actually dies. He has a Shadow Demon to save him, but he does get jumped, so just staying super duper mobile, always able to stay on top of this OD, keep peeping him from as far away as possible, and this OD is just never really to get hits off in these fights. They have too much disable, too much save, healing ward, and they have so much damage. This OD is never really able to stand and fight with only the 4-staff and the Ogre Club right now, as well as the Tread, so not even able to go for that Midas build up that most people like to do this patch.
I mean, he's also putting himself in a little bit of a bad situation as he walked into those trees, knowing it seemed like that Cloud9 was all there.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, they're sort of in a desperate situation. They do have the Blink and Slaughter now, so finally happened to that, but Cloud9 is set up at towers like this, just no real way for them to fight them. Walk up and people get disrupted, they just get peeped down by a sniper, because they have vision behind these towers.
They're just going to look to bring down this tier 2, then head over towards the shrine and just make it impossible for Digital Company to really leave their base. It's all desperation mode for Digital Company, down 20,000 net worth, 15,000 experience, and they will see that Roche is up, and with the double damage coming out on Ace, this should be an easy one. And there's, in my mind, no way that Digital Company should come over and try and contest this.
Yeah, they would like to have the option to, but the place they're at, the Slaughter pushing in bottom lane, DD's is going to go extremely fast, and DC doesn't even know where they are. They only have this one ward near the bottom river, so they don't know if they're just jungling, or if they're farming Ancients, or if they're doing Roshan or what, so it's just too risky to move into that area. There's no real way for them to get out there, and they only have really one mobile hero in the Slaughter that Wander and the OD just sort of have to walk over, so very, very difficult to contest that area of the map.
They will grab this first shrine with ease, as Ace has that Manta style finished and ready and looking for a Mjolnir next.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The Laundry working towards that Maelstrom, at the very least, so we'll have a little bit more damage. So maybe have a little bit more kill potential, along with the Slaughter amplified damage if they can focus down 1 or 2 targets at a time. Take these fights like that, but Sniper has the Hurricane Pike up now as well, so just incredibly good at kiting between the Hurricane Pike and the Blink. Just very, very mobile and hard to stay on, or even get to.
Compare their net worths. Ace, he's at 14,000 net worth compared to the half the net worth which is on this lone Druid. It just, you try to think, what can Digital Company do? But when your top guy has half the net worth of the top guy of Cloud9, it's just like, in my mind, I feel like you can't think anything to really do except trying to extend the game with a high ground defense.
Yeah, trying to get up as much farm as you can. This OD is going to work towards the BKB, so it'll keep the Nyx assassin off of them at least for a little bit. We'll allow keep the Bottoms burst off of them. They'll still be susceptible to the Omni Slash and such, but maybe keep him alive a little bit longer. Does have the 2 null talismans as well. The finished Hurricane Pike, so a little bit more survival, up to 1500 HP, but still takes a beating from that mana burn, which was left at level 1, so 414, the usual build, not changing enough against this OD.
There's the rotation from Heston. Joe is going to get that stun with the arrow coming in from Noya. Starstorm comes through, and that's going to be the Astral Imprisonment, just extending the inevitability of him going down, and he will do so as Heston Joe gets yet another. Take a look over mid. Assassination going to be thrown at this Darkseer, bring him down to about half health, and they'll look to get this tier 3 mid. Which does have Shrapnel, so a pretty solid high ground defense skill. Back up these creeps and kind of end this game as long as they can.
Yep, still has 2 charges after this one wears out, but Jug does have healing wards, so not the biggest deal in the world for Cloud9. As long as he keeps this alive, then they should be able to continue pushing. I really like this word from Digital, Internet, whatever, Digital something. From DC putting this word up in front of the towers, they see really far out. They can see where they are, maybe try and snipe the healing ward that way, make sure they aren't getting jumped by some Mirana, or have the opportunity to jump the sniper with this vision.
There's Noya trying to blink in. He's going to get hit by that telekinesis. There's the Astro Imprisonment with the vacuum wall coming out on 2. They've already got themselves down Noya, and now it looks as though the Omni-Clutch is going to fly through on the side of Digital Company. They've brought down 2, and now they're looking for more. Ace is going to have to back off as he's really low on the health. And earned and disrupted in a little bit of safety, but Hesta Joe does get the stun out on the OD. Ufer was looking for that Slithering Crush, but might have put himself a little bit too far out as Mad is just sniping him away. They've got the bear, trying to get a couple of kills here. They've already brought down Noya. And there's the assassination stolen by Danzig to kill Mad for 1,500 gold.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he had the buyback gold penalty. He would have a blink right now, so only got, was it half of it or something like that? So not near as
They're
beneficial.
looking for more as the OD gets the Astro Imprisonment out onto Ace. Ace might be looking to fight. Meanwhile, on the back end, Rise gets kill on Ufer. Ace is trying to get this kill on Danzig and will. Now he's speared up, running away from the side of Digital Company, but he turns around and he's trying to find maybe to finish this game. Get a couple more kills onto Digital Company. There's the Spike Carapace. There's the kill on OD. Ace in a bit of trouble, but there is the disruption. Ace still staying alive, going to try and get this bear, and ooh, just gets away with about 190 health, and that would have been no bear for 75 seconds.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, they do put the healing ward down, and neither of those heroes are really able to move up into their ranks to take down the healing ward, so they're going to get this Rax basically uncontested after what looked like a pretty good fight originally by Digital Company, but overextended just a tad, and Hesta Joe with a super nice carapace on the Astral. I'm not sure why OD Astral that creep, but it gave the next away to chase him down, so Astral the creep, Carapace the Astral, and then blink forward and got the 2-man stun on the Lone Druid as well to stop him from right-clicking in. And Hesta Joe's really been on fire with these 2-man stuns, been hitting like 3 or 4 all game long. It's pretty huge. Has the Aether Lens as well, so not going for that build that we saw the Knicks go for previously in the last series, going from much more of a fighting build, going for the blink and the Aether Lens, and just trying to get really active and hit these multiple man stuns.
Cloud9, they're continuing to look to push. They really don't want to take their foot off the pedal in terms of pressure. That was a hard line for me, but they're just trying to keep the pressure on Digital Company, and they do see that they're, they know they're up 30,000 net worth and 20,000 experience. They can keep the pressure on and make it very hard for Digital Company to really expect to take this game. So Danzig, he's going to get caught out. That's one kill going the way of Cloud9, and now it's 5v4. No buyback on that Rubik either. In this mid set of racks, they're still sitting real close by in the jungle of Digital Company. They'll continue to push this top lane, eventually going for the tier 3 tower and racks, but it will be a slow siege with the Shadow Demon disruption on both the Sniper and the Juggernaut.
Yeah, the Jug, it looks like it actually got an Illusion Rune, so it's pushing in the bottom lane with the Illusion Rune the whole time, so OD had actually TP down the bottom lane to kill those Illusions, so we'll have to walk a little bit to top, maybe able to get some chip damage in because of that. Oh, the bear very low. Does have another bear, so not the biggest deal. Bottom in the meanwhile has picked up a Yules and a gem, so has some more setup, as well as gonna keep all of Digital Company's vision basically non-existent, so they see everything and DC sees nothing.
Seems at this point the bear is really just there to eat arrows for the rest of the team. Doing really all too much with that bear. It's died so many times. Lone Druid back at about 9,800 net worth compared to the 17,000 net worth of a Juggernaut. He's really not doing too much. There's the blink, Slithering Crush with the vacuum. All going to be off the mark. There's the standing eclipse. Hesta Joe's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to pop that Spike Carapace. They get the Omni Slash out. They're going to kill the Darkseer, and they're looking for more. They're looking to kill this Rubik. It's a double kill for Ace. Now OD, he's caught out of the base. There's a Demonic Purge that's coming through with the Blade Fury, and he'll fall as well. It's a triple kill for Ace, and C9 lose none. And there's the GG call by Digital Company. C9 take this game with ease. 32-4 of 40,000 net worth, and we will be back with game 2 between these two teams in just a moment. Oh, easy win for Cloud9. I mean, any thoughts on what Digital Company can bring to the next game to try and turn it around?
I think they need to, much more